Today we'll be looking at Meguiar's TechWax 2.0. It's the next generation liquid sealer, and it's supposed to provide excellent durability, an easy application, a very pretty finish, UV protection. So we will put it through the full battery of tests and find out just how it compares to other products and if this is a good one to buy. Let's get started. I got this hood at a junkyard, and if you're interested in learning more about it, there will be a video up there in your top right corner. To get started, we're going to take this TechWax 2.0 and apply it on this side of the hood. It's all the usual stuff. Don't get on your skin, don't get in your eyes, don't eat it, don't inhale it. I'm just going to wear gloves. Use your best judgment. You're going to apply a little to the applicator. I like to spread some out, and then you start spreading it out in kind of your usual hex or, little buffing pattern. And for thinner products, I kind of like the hex pattern more. You want to make sure you cover every little bit. It's been applied, now we wait for it to dry. Looks to me like the product is dried up nicely. This towel's from the Rag Company, and I really like these. Wow, so far this stuff is coming off very easy. Super quick. Now when we're talking about how easy something is to apply, I've been using a pass-fail, 0 or a 1 score. However, today I want to start using a new scoring system for both ease of application and visual appeal. So what is the new scoring going to be? Well, it's going to be a -10 to +10 scale, and it's going to go in steps of 5 points. The reason that I'm doing this is because I've always wanted to have more than just a pass-fail. At this point, I've tested so many different products. I really feel like my eye and my knowledge in this area is at a point where I can look at a product and give it a better score than just a 1 or a 0. If you can imagine the absolute worst product to apply, anything like that would score a -10 in our system going forward. If your product is just frustrating to use, but not necessarily ultra difficult, that would score a -5. Now a 0 would be a product that is just inconvenient or annoying to use. Maybe the instructions kind of suck, or the product is it has a very long cure time. A +5 would be a product that is a great example of its category. The instructions are fine, the product goes on well, the product comes off well, and then a 10 would be an absolute top of its product class. It would spread around super easy and just instantly wipe off. That would be a 10. And in this case, I would say it is a 10. For a liquid wax, this is as good as it can get. It was super easy to apply. When you wiped it off, it just took a couple of strokes of the towel and everything came off. Just a quick reminder that there are Amazon affiliate links down below in the description to the products that we're testing in this video today, as well as some of the other tools that I use. Clicking through and purchasing anything at all on Amazon gives me a very small commission at no added cost to you, and it helps support the channel. This is my gloss testing station, and to this right side of my test panel, I have applied the TechWax 2.0 from Meguiar's, and we're about to use this gloss meter to find the delta in gloss, the reflected light, between the untreated side and the treated side. We first need to turn our gloss meter on. Let's calibrate it. 104. Our untreated side should read somewhere around 94 gloss units. We can kind of check that out. 93.9. Now we will take 5 readings on the treated side to see what our average gloss is going to be. And we'll use the delta to assign points. Seems like the middle is going to be about 90.6, we'll say. About 91.4 in that top corner. Getting 89.1. 90.7. Let's call that 89.8. 451.6, we will divide that by 5, and we got 90.32. We're going to subtract 94, which is our average reading on the other side, and we're going to get -0.37 rounded up. In our testing, this does mean we will be removing 3.7 points. Now, gloss is just a measure of how shiny it is. Your brain will also notice the depth and the character of the paint. Most of the shininess of a paint job, or even this panel, comes from polishing. Many waxes, coatings, and sealants do claim to provide UV protection, and this is supposed to be similar to what your clear coat does. If you're interested, I have made a dedicated video for my 2nd generation test. You'll see it up at the top. We're going to turn the device on. It's going to self-calibrate. Good, it went to 100.00. That's what we want to see. And here's just a blank slide. And we're going to make sure it's somewhere in that 8 and change range for the UV reflectiveness. Now, that slide blocked a little bit of UVA, Now this slide has been sprayed with clear coat. Let's put it into our tester and see just how much UV it blocks. And we're looking at 88.6% of UVA being blocked and 91.5% of visible light still passing through. Meguiar's NXT Tech Wax 2.0. Let's see how much UV it reflects. Let's slide it in. And it looks like we're getting 8.3% of UVA being reflected. A little less than we got on our blank slide, but this is because these slides aren't perfect. They're all a little different, but they average 8.4. Now this product obviously didn't move the needle. It's not getting any points for UV protection. It's the next day now, and the Tech Wax 2.0 from Meguiar's has had a chance to cure. It is very slick now, and we're ready to find out just how slick it is. For this test, I'll be measuring the amount of force it takes to get this 1,040 gram block moving, and that'll tell us the static coefficient of friction. Now, we already know the static coefficient of friction of our untreated surface on the left here is 0.38. So when we find out the difference, we'll know how much slicker this surface really is. You can watch a video that's going to be right up here in your top right corner, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about this test. Let's move the block to kind of the flattest, nicest spot up there, and let's do our first pull. And we're looking at 0.11, so 110 grams. 100, third pull, wow, 60. 100 again, fifth pull, 40. Let's divide this by 5 to get our average. Divided by 1,040, the weight of our block. So 0.08 static coefficient of friction. We know the other side is 0.38, so we'll take 0.38 minus 0.08. Obviously, it's going to be 0.3. We're going to use a point factor of 30 as a multiplication factor to give us 9 points. Now let's switch to visual appeal. This is where I determine just how good the product looks, and it is a subjective category. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I am changing the scoring here. It's going to go from -10 to +10 in steps of 5. And essentially, a -10 would be the worst possible look that you could have. A -5 would be something that's a little ashy. It's just kind of made it look worse than stock. And a 0 would be just no effect. To score a 5, a product would have to make a visible improvement to the way the paint looks. And of course, a 10 would be the best products that I see. These are products that provide a significant depth, visibly very, like that warm glow you kind of almost see from paint, that candy appearance. I'm now standing behind the hood, and I want to show you the difference. So the left side is going to be treated, the right side is going to be untreated, and I am seeing a line in my monitor between the treated and untreated. The line is on the left of that blue piece of tape. It might be a little difficult to see because YouTube uses 8-bit color. On that left side of that tape, there is definitely a line, and the product is definitely glossier and deeper and richer on that side of the line. And I hope you can see how much smoother things look. So yeah, definitely a very nice 5. It's time to test the durability of the Tech Wax 2.0 from Meguiar's and see just how many washes it'll withstand. And in this test, we will give 1 point for every completed wash. First, let's see just how hydrophobic this surface is. As a reminder, on our right is the control surface, on our left is the treated surface. The NXT Tech Wax 2.0 is quite hydrophobic. I'm going to be using the same Adams shampoo at the same dilution as I always do. Now we're going to wash it off. And that's 1 completed wash and 1 point. Let's see if the product is still working well. Looks to me like it's still working pretty well. Now I'll continue washing until I see a significant result, and then I'll tell you about it. Let's rinse off number 5. Let's compare the hydrophobicity 5N. Now let's take a look and see if the Tech Wax 2.0 is still working 10N. So guys, I think that's done. There's still little bitty pockets where there must have been a thicker layer, but overall, it's just not an acceptable level of performance. There's very little hydrophobicity left. I would say this one's gonna get 25 points. So let's do the wrap up for the Tech Wax 2.0. For the durability, I think for a liquid wax or sealant, whatever you wanna call it, this is about as good as it gets. It's up there with all the big boys. As far as how it looked, it was pretty. It was really good in the category. There are prettier products in the liquid wax category. I thought that the slickness at 9 points was excellent. And from an ease of application perspective, it is easy, like they said. The directions are real simple. They're pretty small. Now, there was a loss of 3.7 points worth of gloss. If these are the kind of products you enjoy using, this one you can't really go wrong with. I would recommend it. Maybe it's something you'll add to your collection. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give me a thumbs up, leave me a nice comment, and of course, I love it when you subscribe. Tune. Woo! I've never had a all-wheel drive car fishtail like that.